Let's see if I can move. Oh, it was closer over here. Maybe for some comments, I can actually see them. You can tell I was well prepared for this, right? All right. Sit down here for a minute and give it a minute for people to come in. I tried to do a live the other day, and there were some people told me they didn't get notified till like a half hour into it. I tried to make some posts earlier today to let everybody know that we would be doing a live today. So let's give it a little time and see if we can get some people in here. Well, I fiddle with the camera a little bit. We got anybody here yet? Looks like it. I haven't been putting out much new content in the last few days. We've had some technical difficulties with the Wi-Fi, and I don't get any service at all really inside my garage. So I have to find one spot on a property that I can get a little bit of service. And I'm going to try to give this a few minutes to let people get in here and let people find it. But I got some big news coming, and we'll try to wait till a little later in the live to crack the egg on that one, just so that there's some more people in here. But as I said, I think my mic's on. Yeah. As I said earlier, we've been having some Wi-Fi issues, and our internet stuff has been down here. So I haven't really been able to post any videos. I haven't been able to do anything other than make public some of the videos I had kind of stored back and put those out there. So we've got to get some new content out. It just came at a bad time for us. But there's one spot right here, if I'm kind of still on the property, that we can get some service to do a live feed. So that's what we're going to try to do. What we're going to try to do this evening. What was that? I'm trying to. Got my camera tilted so I can't read it. Anyway, so we're going to try to cover the bases on a few things and try to catch you up on a few things. The Galaxy, we have been working on it. It is, for all intent and purposes, it is ready to go racing. It's ready. The plan with it was to go to Saxton, Missouri, to the No Name Nationals. There's some mosquitoes out here today. The plan was to go to No Name Nationals with it. There may be a slight change in that. We'll get to that later with the news that we're going to try to break here on the live. But it will be at Six Smokies and Street and Yeet, unless something changes. It'll be doing those driving drags. We have a little work we need to do to the old ramp truck sitting back here behind me. Nothing major, but it's got an exhaust leak, and the brakes are okay on it, but you can tell they need a little attention. And if we're going to haul the Galaxy all the way to Missouri, I want to go ahead and just do a brake job on it, and I want to try to fix that exhaust leak, because that for 2 days of driving will drive me absolutely insane. Not that it hurts the truck, but mentally it'll drive me insane. So we're going to have to do that. We've got a lot of cool parts for that Jeep build. If you go back in the video down, and we're turning to JK Top, and we got a bunch of cool goodies coming for it. Probably the next series of videos you see is working on it. But The big thing is that we picked up that 1948 Ford that was a gasser. It was built in the 60s, and it was built for the gas class in the 60s. So we have that, and we got some plans with that I'm trying to get worked out. I got some things in the works for that 48 Ford, some big things. Uh, we may have somebody that actually is interested in that old Bel Air wagon and just get that one off our plate. I also have a Pontiac Trans Am, actually a Firebird, uh, Pontiac Firebird, a little Smokey and the Bandit car back there that belongs to my daughter that I have built a new engine for, but I've been collecting some parts for it, and we're going to do a 4-speed swap on it and ditch that automatic, and because everything needs 3 pedals, right? Looks like we actually got a few people in here now. So I'm going to start by saying the plan tentatively is still to take the Galaxy to the No Name Nationals, but there is a chance that we may take something besides the Galaxy, the No Name Nationals. If you're not familiar with No Name, it's a race they do once a year, or an event they do once a year in Missouri. I've raced so much in my life now that the racing is secondary to the road trip for me. The road trip is fun. Go out to Lambert's and eat, the home of the throne roll. If you don't know, look it up. It's kind of cool. Um, and I enjoy that more than I do the actual racing. But some things are starting to get stirred up in the racing part of it. I was planning on taking the Galaxy, and I still tentatively plan on taking the Galaxy because I honestly think it could probably be one of the faster cars on the property. People are going to disagree with me on that, but I know about what that car run, and I seen cars run last year. I think the Galaxy is competitive against anybody, um, but may not take the Galaxy. Um, right now, that's still up in the air. The Galaxy is ready to go. The Galaxy could be loaded right on the back of this ramp truck, and we can load up and go, and it's golden. I've got one or two little things that I have to do just sort of pass tech, but as far as racing it, it's ready to go. Now, there is a chance, we're kind of working on it. There is a chance that we may try to take that 48 Ford that we just dug out of that barn find gasser. If you go back and watch that video of the barn find gasser, there's a chance we may take that car to Saxon, Missouri instead and race in their Triple Crown class. The plans that we have for that car, I think it could be competitive. Um, won't give me any time to make any test passes on it. I don't think to know, but that is the big surprise here. Is there's a chance, although it's a smaller chance, there's a chance that we may take that 48 Ford that we just dug out and take it to Saxon, Missouri, to the No Name Nationals, race it in their Triple Clown class. Their Triple Clown class is supposed to be 300 cubic inches, or based around 300 cubic inches at 3,000 pounds. And I don't remember what the other 3 is. It's a Triple Crown, so it has to be 3 threes, right? I don't remember what the other one is. But anyway, there's a chance we may take that car. Weight wise, it would fall right in there. The Galaxy would not be eligible because the Galaxy runs technically a big block, even though Ford doesn't refer to them as that. It runs a big block, and it's a small block class. So we may take that. Now, if the parts are laying right beside me, it'll be that hard to get that car ready to go. Getting the parts here in time, that's going to be the struggle for me. Not because the part are exceedingly hard to come by, but uh, the majority of my income now comes from YouTube. Not all of it, but a large majority of it now comes from YouTube as far as what I can do with these projects. For those that don't know, YouTube pays out once a month. So the problem for me is having enough time to gather the money to buy the parts and then get the parts here. I guess is the way to say it. The parts are out there that I need, and honestly, that car doesn't need a vast majority of parts. There's some things I want to upgrade. I want to upgrade the brakes to it. Uh, it I think it needs it. Do I have to do it? No, but it's going to need brake work, and the disc brake upgrade kit for that thing is so stinking cheap that I honestly think by the time I bought shoes, um, new rubber lines, wheel cylinders, and I'll have the drums turned or replace the drums, I honestly think I'd be in just as much money as buying this brake kit. I got to get a radiator for it. I have an email sent off to um, Cold Case. Uh, I don't know yet what's going to come out of that. And I got to do a fuel system for it. So really, I need a cooling system, fuel system, and braking system all done on it to be ready. Um, so mechanically, I don't think it would be hard mechanically to get the car ready in time because we got about 30 days. 30 days, I can put a car together if the parts are in there. The hill I'd have to climb is scratching up the money to buy the parts quick enough to where the parts be here in time for me to put the parts on the car, if what I'm saying makes sense. So if that can happen, if I can get the money together in time to where I can order these parts in a timely enough manner to get them here in time, then we're going to take the 48 and we're going to put it on the track for the first time in decades. We're going to put it on the track and we're going to run it in Triple Crown in Saxton, Missouri. If we can get the parts, like I said. Um, um, I think the fact it would go from barn find to the back to the track in 30 days, roughly 30 days, probably 45 days actually, but roughly 30 days is kind of neat and kind of fun. And I think the car would be honestly, I don't know what to expect out of this class. So I don't know, but we done a little bench racing the other night, and we kind of think it would be in the mix. You know, I think it would be competitive. Uh, you got to understand with a lot of things you've seen people run, you kind of have an idea where everybody is. But with this, we don't know. Hello, Philip. We don't know. We don't know where everybody is. So not knowing where the other cars is, all we can do is kind of bench race combinations we think are going to show up, and we can consider the car might be competitive. So that's kind of the game plan now. If we can gather up enough, if I can scratch up the funds to buy a few parts in enough time for them to get here, then we're going to take that Ford barn find gasser uh, that we and race it in a Triple Crown class. That's what I've been. That's what is the fact that if I can get the parts here in time, I'm going to try to take that 48 Ford we just dug out uh, and go from barn find to the racetrack in like 30 days. And we're going to try to take it up and run it in a Triple Crown for the No Name National of Saxton, Missouri. Now, that's all if we can get the parts in time. Like I was explaining earlier, a large portion of my income comes from YouTube. And since YouTube pays out once a month, I've got to get creative and ways to scratch up some extra money to buy the parts in a timely manner so that I can get the parts ordered and get them here in time to put the car together. The car doesn't need much. Work on the brakes, cooling system, and a fuel system, updated fuel system, and okay. So as far as work, it doesn't take a lot. I'm just going to have to invest probably somewhere around $1,000. I'm going to have to invest in the car in parts to get the car ready. But the weight of the car, oh, and I got to put slicks on it too. The weight of the car and the power plant, just doing some bench racing, we think it could be competitive in the Triple Crown. No matter what, going from barn find to racetrack in 30 days with a car would be a lot of fun, and I think it would make some great content for you guys to watch as well if we can work it out. We've got some plans in motion. As I was saying earlier, I have fired off some emails to some companies, and basically, what do you have in stock for 48 Ford for brakes? What do you have in stock for a radiator? What do you have in stock? Things of that nature. I tend to like cold case radiators. That's what I run. What I do run in the Galaxy, and I fired off an email to them earlier today. I know they probably won't see it till at least tomorrow sometime. And basically, do you have a radiator that'll work in this situation, kind of thing. It's always easier for me to talk to someone than just random Google search. That's the way I like to do things. But if we can do that, if push comes to shove, I can pull a seat out of the Galaxy and stick in it. A couple of things like that, we can make it happen. The Galaxy is ready to go, so if I cannot get the 48 done in time, then the Galaxy can go and it won't be a problem. The Galaxy's way faster and will make blistering passes and will put on a good show. I just think it would be kind of that Cinderella story, that neat thing to do, to take a car that has sat for decades. It was built in the 60s to race in the 60s, and it has sat for who knows how many decades. We found it we actually found it last week, I think it was. So to take it from barn find to racetrack in 30 days, I think would be an amazing story to tell. Then what we do with the car, I don't know, but I do think that would be a great thing to at least give a try to. Again, going to scratch up a little bit of money. Means I just have to punt some projects and sell them that I have planned to do that I may just not be able to get to do. I may have to punt those and sell them just to fund getting to do this 48 with. We'll see. I do have some options there. Maybe we even go and take out a loan. Maybe we feel that confident in the fact that we can get it done that we go take out a small loan and buy some parts and then turn around and pay the loan back when we get a YouTube payout, kind of thing. So we'll see what happens there. But right now we are playing around and toying with the idea of getting the 48 put together and get it out to with everything. So so I'm just going to figure that out, which ones I could live without. Honestly, if you go, I kind of got a tentative deal with somebody, but I hadn't heard from them in a while. If you go way back a channel, there's a 63 Ford F100 that we started working on with Cleveland. It's sitting right behind the camera there. I have a tentative deal worked out with a guy on it, but I don't know yet if that deal's going through or not. So I may just have to put it up for sale. Some assembly required. All the parts are there. They just, what else is sitting around here? I don't know. I don't know. There may have to be I've got I got a fresh FE engine sitting on the engine stand in there that's been fired up and ran on a run stand, and it's never been started. I mean, it's never been done anything with. I done a video on it where we fired up and ran it, and then it's been sitting in the corner wrapped in plastic. I may just have to sell it. It was earmarked for another project. I may have to sell it. So I don't know yet what I'm planning on selling. One, I may just take that Biscayne wagon and just chunky it and be done with it. There's a few things that may come up in the next couple of weeks. I'm gonna have to give myself a few days to see what I can do about actually coming up with the money I need to fund the 48 project. That's the problem with trying to do a project quickly. Is any project can be done if given enough time, because you can rub two pennies together and come up with something. But when you try to do something quickly, like in the next, like this, in this case, trying to get a car put together, running and driving within 30 days, it then becomes you've got to source parts and you got to take what parts you can get. It's not shopping around for the best deal. You also might have to pay expedited shipping on something and things along those ways. So, it does become one of those things where it costs you a little more to try to do something quickly. Be excited to see. Yeah, the gasser stuff is they. How can I say this without without upsetting anyone? Because that's not what I'm trying to do. The gasser stuff can be extremely fast. I'm not trying to say they can't be fast. They are some seriously fast gassers out there. But where the gassers shine is putting on a show. That's where the gasser shines, because the wheels up launch, the smoky burnouts, the just ground pounded, naturally aspirated power thumping off the ground, and when you dump the clutch and the front end comes up and they carry that wheelie out there and they finally start to sit down, you grab another gear and they come up again, and the show, that's where the gassers really shine. And I think they're so much fun, and they can be competitive. I'm not even trying to say they can't be. I mean, with modern stuff, anything can be competitive. But um, with that particular one at 48, to go from barn find to back on a track in 30 days, um, and keeping it as close as possible to kind of the way it was, except for things that has to be done, like I have to do something about the brakes, I have to do something about the cooling system, things like that. Um, Keeping it the way it was, it not only becomes one of those things that puts on a great show, but then while it's sitting there and people can walk around it and see, this is kind of how it was done back then. This is a piece of history. So um, I think it'd be a lot of fun to put that thing together, and then it becomes a piece that if you want to go to the track and play with it, you can. But if you want to take it to the shows and show it off to people, you can do that as well. The Galaxy is always the Galaxy is going to be always the one I went way too far in. It's got way more power than that chassis really needs, and it's going to be the fast car and all that. But the 48 is the one where you can relax and have fun with, and you can do the long, smoky burnouts that go, 60, 80 foot past a tree, and you can launch it with the wheels up, and you can